So on our Saturday morning boot camps, occasionally we do an exercise called planking trivia. And what we do is we hold a plank, the athletes hold a plank for a few seconds, and then I ask a trivia question, and they start calling out the answers. They just shout, start shouting out the answers to the trivia questions. As soon as someone gets the answer correct, they can all take a break, and we rest for a few seconds, and then we go on to the next trivia question. Well, yesterday we decided to do a variation on this. We were doing 400 or 800 meter runs as part of the Metcon, and so we decided to do 400 meter trivia. And it was the same thing. There was no reward for getting the answer right, but I would zoom around on my one wheel here and come up alongside an athlete while they were running and ask them a trivia question. And if they got it right, then they got it right. If they got it wrong, they got it wrong. No big deal. But it did kind of prove something, and I think maybe the footage from this could be vital data, maybe in some study going on somewhere, with regards to the effect that intense exercise has on the brain's ability to cognitively operate. Because as you'll see here, sometimes the brain does not cognitively operate. All right, Kelly, since you do carpentry for work, here's a carpentry trivia question for you. Are you ready?
Okay.
How many 16ths of an inch are there in an inch?
Oh, goodness. I don't do the measuring.
All right, Brian, here's your next 400 meter trivia question. What is the Doppler effect?
Weather patterns. Or not sound.
Sound.
Effect when it goes against objects and moving far and away from them, such as a car driving by. You hear it close, and then it gets closer, and then it goes farther away.
Correct. Not bad. Continue. In fact, I will demonstrate.
One. Wrong?
All right, Annabelle, here's your question. What noble gas is the byproduct of the nuclear fusion happening at the sun at the center of our galaxy?
Oxygen.
Here's a hint. If you were the closest planet to the sun and you breathed in some of this gas, you might talk in a high-pitched voice.
Helium.
Yes! What noble gas is the byproduct that's produced in the sun during the process of fusion?
I plead the fifth.
That is absolutely wrong. Yeah, how many 16ths of an inch
are there
in an inch?
Oh, 3.
I mean, what?
16ths of an inch are there in 1 inch? Brooke, what noble gas is the byproduct of nuclear fusion happening in the sun?
I don't fucking know.
Let's think it through. You got 1/16 of an inch, right?
Yeah.
That's a little tiny tick mark on a measuring tape, right?
2.
Okay, then you got 2. You keep going, you got about, so if you get to 8/16 of an inch,
Yeah.
that's a half an inch, right?
Okay.
I don't know, 16. Oh, this is
Is it I don't know, or is it 16?
I don't know. What is it?
If you were the planet closest to the sun and you inhaled this noble gas, you might talk with a high-pitched voice.
I can't think. Terry, help me out. Mars?
Hydrogen.
No! What'd you say?
Helium.
Yes, that is right. Within 5,000 feet, how tall is Mount Everest?
That's all you.
28,000.
Yes, that is correct. 29,000 and change is the correct answer. So what's 8 times 2?
16.
So 2/2 an inch would make an inch, right?
Right, 2/2 of the 16.
So how many 16ths of an inch would there be in a whole inch then?
2.
The Korean dance called the, and I know I'm gonna butcher the name here, called the Nabichum. You know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Is known by what in English because of the costumes worn during the performance?
The butterfly?
The butterfly dance, yes, yeah. That is correct. Which US president is the only president to serve as both vice president and president, but was never actually elected to either one?
be 2/16. You just said a half of a 16 is an 8. So 4. You give up.
All right, no, which president was never elected but served both as vice president and president?
It had to be a long time ago, right?
It was a while ago.
Teddy
You want a hint?
Roosevelt, yeah.
It wasn't President Chevy.
Chase. Ford. Yeah, notice instead of my word association, instead of Chevy and Ford, I go Chevy Chase.
What's your final answer?
Yes.
16?
Yes.
So you think that an inch has 16
Oh,
sixteenths of an inch?
I can't even concentrate right now. I'm ready to die.